Alright, what is going on everyone? We are here with a different kind of video. So, to give a bit of context, back during the days of Cold War and Vanguard Zombies, a YouTuber, Lego Unlocked, who I will be crediting down below, I'm stealing his idea by the way, would go through and look at all like the major bundles that came out and like do reviews on them and like zombies, show them off with camos and stuff. And no one's really been doing that like the way he did for BO6. So I figured, why not just do the same? Let's start with the first zombies themed bundle there is on BO6, which is the Parasite Warrior. It comes with the Ultra Carver skin, uh, blueprints for the Krig and the GPMG finishing move, just a bunch of stuff. We're gonna be showing this all off in game, and at the end we'll be giving a rating. We'll kind of do like a little chart, give it rating 1 out of 10, and whether it's worth a buy or not. And yeah, so first of all, see our calling card. That's the calling card it comes with. It's pretty cool, bit interesting. Loading screen. We're gonna see it when we go into the map, but here it is. And this one, am I crazy or does this just look really weird? I can't tell if it's facing front or back. Like the legs are facing towards me, but the arms, yeah, it's kind of weird. This might I If anyone's gonna make a case for AI loading screens and stuff, this is it, because I mean, this just looks really off. And I'm gonna look. We're gonna this in the lobby. If you have the finishing move equipped, which I don't think I'll be able to show off in this. But if you have it equipped, you get the Parasite flying around you in the lobby, which is pretty cool. And yeah, let's go right into it. One thing to note, which I'll be doing before I go into all these matches, is a lot of these weapons do have elemental damage built in. Uh, so the weapons in this bundle have fire damage built in. So you take them against abominations or manglers, you'll deal extra damage. Anyways, let's get right into this. We're going to be loading up Terminus because this kind of Terminus themed bundle, and yeah, let's get right into it. Well, I thought I equipped the loading screen before going into this, so that kind of sucks. Yeah, we'll take a look at it again. Well, I already showed it, but still. So here's the weapon. We don't really have good lighting right now, but I wanted to take this into Terminus, so let's see if we can go outside and see. So it's a Krig. The Krig is pretty good in BO6 right now. You can kind of see the sticker there to above the magazine. This is a very cool blueprint. It almost, like the front of it looks almost like the dragon from Cold War, if anyone remembers that. Like it's got a weird shape, like it's supposed to be something. So like it's pretty cool. It's nice to see the Krig get in love. Probably my favorite weapon from Cold War and probably my favorite weapon in this game now. And the Krig's just a solid option. And so the fact you get it where you can have two elements on it, because unlike Cold War, elemental damage built into a weapon does not mean you're locked into using only that ammo mod. So you can run this with the fire damage built in and then equip, say, Dead Wire. And so on this map, you're dealing extra damage to manglers, and you're also getting the extra damage to abominations with Dead Wire. And we'll see how these weapons look with Pack-a-Punch camos once we get there. I'm gonna try to get the GPMG at some point during this so we can show them both off. And yeah, this weapon does have tracers too, you see. They're nothing really special, but it's still cool. Like you shoot off into the distance, you see them. They're kind of like just not very bright. And we do have the emote equipped. So let's look at it. Give ourselves a good look at Carver as well. So you pull out a fly shocker thing. I have one of these in my backyard, and then it drops. Nothing. It's nothing really special. I would have liked maybe a similar emote to the one the Dark Practitioner bundle has, where she pulls out vermin, but you know, it is what it is. Now, you know, since zombies is the only game mode with third person, I mean, Warzone might have it. I know Modern Warfare Zombies did, or they had something like it. But since zombies is the one that has it, we can get a good look at Carver. this skin is pretty cool. I kind of wish I used it more, but Carver, his voice lines are just like kind of bland right now. He does have a skin that more so relates to him. We'll get into that once we get there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Carver getting some love. I'm glad, even though Maya is easily like the favorite when it comes to skins, it's nice seeing the whole zombies crew getting skins that like relate to zombies. I feel like if they're gonna do this whole like zombie operator thing and then normal operator thing, all the zombie skins should go to the zombie operators or like characters that kind of are special for zombies. So like this game has Brutus and Klaus, and even though they're not the zombies operators, they're still zombies characters. So one thing that is pretty noticeable early on is that since this weapon does not have a suppressor built in, which if anyone who doesn't know, I feel like it's common knowledge at this point, you should really only be running suppressors on your guns unless you're going to be running like a hidden power gobblegum because suppressors just give more salvage drops and it's real important to get your gun upgraded early on in this game. Like as much people say it's easy, like if you want to focus on your specific weapon, you need suppressor on it. And so we're just now getting green rarity. I feel like I could probably get green rarity earlier than this with a suppressor equipped, but it's also all just random. You could get lucky, you could get unlucky. Now, I personally think it's a waste of like time and resources to even make stickers at this point. People don't run the plain versions of guns like at all unless it's day one or something. And so having these stickers, I feel like large decals are a bit different, but these like tiny little stickers that you can barely see, especially them being included in a bundle, I just don't like it. I'm not gonna see myself ever running a sticker on purpose, but we're gonna have it for the sake of it. It is there. It's part of the bundle. You get it. And now these clover things, I've completed that event in one game of zombies. That was before they nerfed it. I didn't even realize the zombies was strong for it. I hate seeing them, but we have enough to pack. So let's go ahead and pack and see how the camo coverage looks. So we're gonna do one more inspect beforehand, see how it looks, and let's go ahead pack a punch it. And the Terminus Pack a Punch camo, I really like this one. I think it's probably the best in this game. Like still, it's either this or the Tomb. But I feel like Terminus is kind of the map you want to run these weapons on. They just like kind of fit the whole like poison, like bug stuff. And yeah, this gun takes camos really nice. Like it still has the main parts of the gun you see on the front and on the sides, but the camera coverage is nice. You'll see it, you'll see the gun. It's not overbearing or anything. Now, one thing I kind of want to talk about because I do think it's relevant if this is going to be a series moving forward is that I kind of don't want to cover stuff like crossover bundles unless it's like one singular bundle and I want to get it. Because at the end of the day, I am spending, on average $20 per bundle on this. And I don't I really only want to pick up the zombies bundles. Like they're the only ones that really interest me. Like I picked up Donatello and I picked up the TMNT event pass. I really don't think I should cover the items that came in that because one, you can't get the event pass items anymore. And two, that would kind of mean I need to cover Leo, Raph, and Mikey, and I don't want to spend 60 more dollars on that. I feel like people understand that. But I am willing to drop 10, $20 on a bundle that I think is cool that comes with just beneficial stuff for zombies. Like these bundles all come with gobble gums and weapons with uh elemental damage. So I feel like it's worth it. But at the end of the day, I don't think anyone should be spending money unless they really can. Like don't spend your money if you're poor on bundles. Poor is a bad word. I'm sorry about that. But if you can't afford like to do that, you really don't need to be buying bundles. Like I'm not saying anyone should buy Call of Duty Zombies bundles for $20 every week. Now I could have ran like the Tomb or Citadel Day More and gotten the GPMG as a wall buy, but fire damage isn't effective for those maps, I don't think so. And I really want to be able to show off like what these weapons can do. But if like there's a map that like explicitly matches a bundle, like say Liberty Falls and Aetherella bundle, then I'll run that map. Or but for something like this, I feel like this map just matches Terminus. People have all been saying like, "Oh, this bundle should have been an Easter egg reward for Terminus," and I don't really think so. I think we do need a bit more than just a calling card and charm for beating an Easter egg. But I don't think a whole bundle should be it, and I don't think it should be one skin that's part of a bundle anyways. I feel like it should be like we got the Maya skin, maybe a weapon blueprint as well. Uh, Nothing crazy like I don't think tracers or like a mastercraft or reactive is needed. Just like a nice looking blueprint. Like we have all these blueprints in the prestige system. Give us something like that. Give us a zombie themed blueprint for beating each one. Now, one other aspect of this bundle I do need to get at some point is a Casimir grenade. Because this bundle does have a skin for the Casimir. Um, I'm a bit disappointed by it, to be honest. You'll see it when I use it. I thought Casimir skin, that means like you throw it down, it's gonna look completely different than a normal Casimir. And let's just say it's not that. And we have a Mangler spawning now, so we can kind of show off the fire damage built in. So you see that the fire damage popping up? You can't see it if you have damage numbers turned off, but the fire damage built in does deal more damage. You can see it. Very helpful. Pay to win, yes, but I feel like it's a zombie steam bundle. You can just put fire damage on your gun. Now, the whole getting two different element damages, like you can do that on shotguns because of Dragon's Breath, but that's it. So it's a bit strong, uh, in certain cases. You're really not seeing it affect you, until you're getting both, like, elite and special zombie spawns. Okay, so here we have an amalgam, and I don't have full ammo, so let me just purchase more. But we can kind of see how this like version of the weapon will do. We are pretty kitted up, blue rarity pack 1, 5 perks. So I feel like this is kind of like the standard situation you're going to be dealing with stuff like this in. And yeah, it's still dealing pretty good damage to the amalgam. Like I said, I could put dead wire on this thing and be able to deal bonus damage to both amalgams and manglers. So that's why I kind of think this bundle's made for Terminus because you run Deadwire, which is a pretty good ammo mod, and you have fire damage already, so you'll be good against both the bosses. We can go ahead and get this thing packed too, see how this looks. And yeah, this looks a bit better, kind of matches the colors a bit more. But yeah, like I said, the camo coverage is really good. I think this pack a punch camo is just really good as well. Let's go ahead and get this thing to purple rarity. We're gonna see how these do to like the mid to high rounds. High rounds I don't think starts around 55. So I don't think I'm gonna get to that point just for this, but we'll get to higher rounds. You saw we just shredded that mangler too. Easily, like just a strong feature being able to spawn in with elemental damage. It's honestly the best place to notice it in Cold War was Outbreak because you could see stuff like uh manglers or very rarely elites by the first objective, and it's not really noticeable now, but it was back then. You can easily get an ammo mod before finding a mangler or anything like that, which I don't really think you could say the same for most of Cold War's maps other than the machine, I would say. Something I kind of want to bring up, a bit of a like showing the age of this video if anyone's watching it in the future, but there are currently no poison damage bundles. Like Brain Rot has been in the game since launch, and there are no bundles that come with blueprints that deal brain rot damage. And I think this bundle would have been perfect for it, especially now that we have another fire damage bundle. We have multiple bundles. I don't know about multiple, but we have bu bundles for every other damage type, and we just have two bundles with fire damage. I feel like we're kind of just like going double on something that doesn't really need to be. And yeah, I really think they should figure that out. We need, with the launch of the new map, which we just got the name today, Shattered Veil. When that comes out, we better see like advertising for a bundle that just clearly has brain rot damage. Because I feel like, what's the point if we're not gonna give bundles to all the elements? We uh, we kind of had that same issue with Cold War for a while, where there wasn't really a zombies bundle that gave fire damage for until I believe it was the like Phoenix Mastercraft for the QBZ. And like I was hyped for that, but fire damage wasn't really good in Cold War. Like from what I remember, it was better to just run literally anything else. I could be wrong. I haven't played Cold War in a hot minute, but like D Machine, you wanted dead wire or you just wanted a ray gun. So, and fire damage was only strong against Manglers on Firebase Z, which I mean, yeah, that's good, but you also have the Ray K, which got nerfed, but it's still a Ray K. It's still pretty good. I mean, I know they spammed Max's bundles at the end of that game's life cycle. Like, there was so much I couldn't pick up because they were dropping like a no new one every week. There was the one from the trailer, where she's in the phone booth. Like, there was a lot. There was one where she had like neon. It was just a lot. I couldn't keep up with that. And maybe I could go back and do that for Cold War because the only bundles that aren't available on Cold War are the crossover ones. So maybe I could do that. We'll see. Okay, just for another checkup on an amalgam. Like, we're dealing pretty good damage still. Pack 2, purple rarity. This only has maybe one extended mag. Normally, you want to run max extended mag on every weapon, I think. And so, like, you kind of just do a very small amount of damage. Also, am I see what is that the amalgam does? I haven't seen that until like just now recording this. Is that part of like the death effect? Is it only popping on elites now? Because it looks pretty cool. I don't get why the amalgams would have a red thing otherwise if it's not part of this. Now, this is just once again something that could be proven wrong with the launch of the next map, which is going to be in like a week or two. I don't know when the Verdansk drops. I don't think it's this week, is it? But we don't have any like hellhounds or plague hounds in this game. And it's like we had plague hounds from the start of Cold War, but we haven't had like anything. They had hellhounds in Cold War, they had hellhounds in Modern Warfare Zombies. Where are our hounds in this game? I hope they're coming in the next map. The devs are taught I've been saying like in response to a bunch of comments of manglers and amalgams and abominations and stuff, they're all saying like, nope, they're not here. So is this gonna be the return of like panzers and dog rounds? Hopefully. I think if it's gonna be a returning enemy as the elite, it's gonna be the Krasny. I don't think it's gonna be like the disciple. I think it's gonna be the Krasny Soldat. Pop it. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, my luck trying to get the GPMG is not going well. Okay, we can finally get this thing to pack 3. Let's see how it looks at the final stage. And yeah, very cool. Very nice looking. Camos look good. Terminus pack camo looks good. Like, all things I said before still apply. And now we just need to get the GPMG, which hopefully we can get pretty soon. Now, one thing that I wouldn't say is a disappointment, but something they really just could have done on Terminus was we had Spider Bait on Zetsubo no Shima. And we have something that turns us into a Mangler. So why not a little side Easter egg that turns us into a vermin or a parasite? Also, that's another thing. I wish we had more immune injection stuff. Like, what if we popped immune injection in Shattered Veil, the new map, and it turns us into a Panzer? Like, that'd be sick. We have it for a Mangler. I hope it's not just the Mangler we get. But if it's gonna be something like a Panzer, it's gonna be like 5,000 salvage per, and it's like very strong. That would be very cool. And then like it'd almost be like telling you like, hey, you don't need to just use Mangler immune injections to get to high rounds because in a lot of maps that's kind of just what you do. You just pop immune injections. So what if like, hey, we have this one that's like there for your standard bad situations, then we have one that's like you are in control. You maybe bring it against the boss and you know, you just shred the boss for a little bit like a juggernaut. Pretty much a juggernaut. I feel like that'd be cool. People would like that. Okay, so we have a Casimir grenade, and we can show off the skin. You can see it looked a bit different in our hand, but you can't really tell when you're holding it. You throw it, it's the same as any other old Casimir. It just looks a bit different while it's on the ground. And that's why I was kind of disappointed in it. I think it would have been cool. They could have done it if that made the Casimir look like a almost like a little Arnie, you know? But they didn't do that. No big deal, but I think it's a bit of wasted potential. Like, there's no reason to really buy it for the Casimir skin. You can barely see the Casimir in game. Uh, Box is diagonal. You see that? Am I tripping? Anyways, yeah, we're about to just load up the game again because I'm not getting the GPMG. It's way too late. I've used all my points. So we'll see y'all in another match of Terminus. We're loading into Terminus again. We have the loading screen this time. Nothing crazy, just like the red. But yeah, nothing crazy. And we have the GPMG now. We can see it, show it off. And yeah, um, looks pretty much exactly like the Krieg, just LMG form, which can't complain about. Rather have both of them look pretty good than one look amazing and one look horrible. And we're really just gonna go until we pack a punch this. I don't really want to sit here doing anything too extensive like last time. One thing to note, this blueprint comes with extended mag 4 on the LMG. So if you haven't like leveled up this gun at all and you're looking to buy a blueprint for zombies, this might be it for you because you can get started on your camo grind. Just get it once you get your suppressor, you're kind of just set suppressor with an extended mag 4 and then your camo grind can start. Or you just want a good weapon, like you want to sit there on multiplayer and not have to reload. Just get this. One thing that's kind of interesting is that in the Terminus intro cutscene, I feel like a lot of people have forgotten it, but Carver looks like way different than he does in game. It's almost kind of sad. I wish we would have gotten that version of Carver. Like he has a nice little haircut, like he looks buff, and then like he puts on the jacket and beanie for the Terminus Easter egg, and like that you see him wearing that the whole game. Like I don't mind all the characters having good out like the same outfits, but it's almost like they really shafted Carver. Like he doesn't even look like how he does in the intro cutscene. Like he doesn't have any of his like personality from it. Like it's almost like the cutscene was made way before the rest of the game and they went a completely different direction with Carver, which is kind of sad. You can finally pack a punch this thing. Let's go do it. So we'll give it inspect once we're done reloading, just to see how it looks before. You can see just Krieg, but in LMG form. Bit more red too. That's one thing to note. And now we pack a punch it. I'm not sure how camos look. I haven't really seen. I mean, yeah, the camos cover the whole gun, but it still has all of the nice red and stuff. So I think, yeah, camo coverage is pretty good on this. And that about does it for our showcase for all the stuff in it. So let's go ahead, load up a private match on multiplayer. Let's look at how the zombies camos look on these weapons, because I'm not doing multiplayer camo grinding anytime soon. Okay, so we are here on Nuketown now. Let's just get a good look at these weapons. So, Craig, you can kind of see better in the daylight. It's gray, red parasites, a bit of purple stuff on it. Looks nice. I like the purple sight on there. And yeah, the Craig looks pretty nice. And we got the GPMG over here. Pretty much same story. More detail on the back, I would say. And I couldn't get the camos to work, so we're gonna just do this very slowly. You won't see it be slow, but it's gonna be slow for me. Okay, so we're back. We have our Mystic Gold on our Craig. It looks okay. It's Mystic Gold. I don't really like how it is, but I could see the appeal. It's kind of nice having the stripes there. Um, yeah, not too much to say. It doesn't really match with the blueprint though, so that is one thing to consider. GPMG, Mystic Gold, I don't like how it looks on it. Yeah. Um, Not really much to say. I am noticing with the Mystic Gold more the red bubbles popping up or whatever. Onto Opal. Okay, so Opal, kind of the same deal. It kind of Opal looks worse than the Mystic Gold, I would say. I just don't like how it's just like you see each individual one. I would have rather it looked more like diamond, just a different shade of blue maybe. Same thing with the GPMG. I don't like how that looks at all. Let's move on to the good camos. Okay, gotta deal with this each time. Afterlife, and Afterlife looks really good. I'm glad they brought this camo over. I'm hoping, and I'll talk about this at some point later on. I'm hoping they bring Weaponized 115 as well, or some sort of variant of it, because I feel like Afterlife and Weaponized 115 are kind of like partners in the fact they were both like camos you could use in both multiplayer and zombies on BO2. And they were both brought into BO4. But yeah, here it is on the GPMG. It looks better. Definitely way better. The black and like all the cracks and stuff definitely works way better. And we're finally gonna swap over to Nebula. So here Nebula is on the Krig. This is before I've shot anything, and yeah, it just looks great. Nebula looks great in this game. Uh, I don't want to say I prefer it over a Dark Aether from Cold War, but I kind of do. Let's see what it looks like after I shoot it for a while. So yeah, it just looks like spacey. I love space aesthetic. Yeah, it looks nice. I really like that. The red is doing it for me. And yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see it on the GPMG. Definitely way better as well. Um, just a very good looking camo. Let's see, because I have extended mag 4 on this. Let's see how red we can make this thing look. So look at that. Yeah. They cooked with Nebula on this game. And I do have gold on the Krig for multiplayer. The Krig is my favorite weapon. I'll get gold Tiger on it for Warzone as well eventually. Probably once for dance drops. So here normal gold is on the Krig. It looks pretty good. I definitely like gold is always just one of the best camos you can get. If you have a favorite weapon, even if you're a zombies main, I think it's still worth it to get gold just because it looks good. Like, there's really nothing else I can say. It looks good. And yeah, that's kind of about it. I would say my 5 criteria, let's talk about it. We're gonna go into scoring this. So, the 5 criteria I have are the main operator skin, because normally these bundles come with one. How good does that look out of 5? These are all gonna be out of 5, by the way. How good the weapons look. Uh, how good the rest of the bundle offerings are. Like, do they look good at all, or are they just like throwaways, which most of them are? Is there anything that can be used outside of just the bundle? So say a gobble gum, maybe like you unlock something like pretty helpful along with it. And the final score is just going to be overall. So how those four score will go into the fifth one. And I would say main operator skin, Carver, I give it a 4 out of 5. Uh, it looks pretty cool. Just not really my cup of tea, but definitely a nice looking skin. Can't really go wrong with it. Now for the weapons, I say they're both 5 out of 5 for the most part. I'd give it a 4.5, but I'm gonna go ahead and give that a 5. I think both the Krig and the GPMG are just good weapons overall. It's nice to have blueprints for them, and especially if you're not like someone who plays the game a lot, it's nice to have blueprints that have pretty decent attachments. I say both of these guns are good in multiplayer and zombies. Definitely zombies, but you can run these blueprints in multiplayer and not really be out of discomfort. And the other stuff in the bundle, you know, I'm not a big fan of stickers. I say the calling card is pretty good. Loading screen is alright. It just looks weird. Definitely one of those AI things. I don't want to talk about that right now. Um, there's a finishing move that has the pet that flies around with you in the lobby. I probably should have showcased that much more, but it is what it is. Um, so I give additional offerings. Uh, my what I would do is 3.5. I'm gonna give it a 3. I think that's probably gonna be my score for a lot of these things, by the way. I don't think I'm ever gonna give a perfect score to additional offerings unless it's like the correct combination of stuff. And then additional unlocks that come with it. It comes with the idolized gobblegum. That's pretty good, especially for when it came out where Terminus was the boss. Well, it was like the Easter egg to beat. I give that a 4. Idolize is a decent reward to have in there. Uh, a lot of times I'll probably just leave that criteria out. Some of the bundles that have just smaller stuff, and maybe what I'll do is elemental damage will fit into that. Fire damage, that's really good for Liberty Falls. Like you load up the game, you don't even have to put napalm burst on your weapon, but you can. And yeah, you're already set, ready to go. So I'll give it a 4 for that, which means our overall score would be a 4 out of 5. I'd probably say more like a 75%. That's just me thinking off the top of my head. I'll put it on screen what the actual number would be. And is it worth it? That's a good question. I say d don't, like I said earlier in the video, don't buy bundles if you can't afford to do so. If you have no like wantingness to do so, don't do it. But if you're gonna be someone who's spending money every once in a while, I say this bundle, it's okay to pick up. I don't think it's the first bundle you should buy if you're looking for zombies bundles or just bundles in general. But definitely it's a bundle that like gives like some pretty good stuff. You're not gonna be let down by it. So I say it's a yes on the should you buy scale, but it's not at the top of your list. And with that, I think we're probably gonna close it out now. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And let me know what bundle I should do next. I'm thinking iDead or one of the other ones, but I'm mainly thinking iDead. I gotta unlock Nebula and all those weapons. That's another thing. I literally unlocked GPMG Nebula and then recorded this video. So, yeah. Anyways, we're gonna be doing this for most of the other bundles, I think. I'm gonna try to at least. Maybe once a week we do it. Um, any bundles that come out brand new, if I have Nebula for the weapons, I'll go ahead and put out a video on it if I want to buy the bundle, that is. So yeah, let me know what you want to see next, anything I can do better, anything you'd like to see differently. And yeah, please like and subscribe. I said that before, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace out.